Razor, you can go and read this one.
The Razorfist guy talked to that other guy that Eric, some from Texas, learned.
Razor give to us 10 magical Negroes, 9 body pillows, 8 fruity frogs, 7 misfit super jets. You gotta work.
They ain't gonna do that to my ass. Those are the people that are.
German clouds, 5 FUI was rights, 4 4-inch boogies, 3 Battletech Vex, 2 yellow flags, and a hero cape in a pear tree. There we are.
That's wonderful. Very good.
They ain't doing it, my ass. Take it too.
Appreciate that. That is spectacular. Kelly also gifted 5 memberships to the channel. You guys have
I log off this every other time that I have ability to log off something and not log on when the time comes and just not be deleted off because it always be on.
Grover Clear Grove. Thanks. Shut up, Razor. In the sage words of Scott Snyder.
No, I was laughing at the super chat. I read it ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
In the sage words of Scott Snyder, yeah, and you're trying to get the soupy of the people? Well, you don't get my soupy at all.
I would have had a hard time with that one for sure, so thank you for reading that. Thanks, Even on personality says JonTron 1. Also thoughts on Arlington.
That JonTron guy was racist more than the things that he had that parakeet and he would fucking be a rainbow like intro.
I mean, if that isn't just
probably didn't like gay people.
2023.
I don't know. He was on that.
Hey, here's a monument so that the North
Andrew video
South
game
of the
nerds
Civil War
think
can
Santa was like
reconcile.
Disneyland.
Let's tear that fucking thing down. Who wants unity?
Wait, what? I missed this. What happened?
Arlington, reconciliation monument.
I don't know if I get copyright guideline strikes off me playing in the background. You gotta have something going in the background right here, people commenting, walking around.
Gosh, what is wrong with people? This is just totally rewriting history. It's crazy. Oh my gosh. Ridiculous. Tomac came in with the $50 super chat. You guys have been so crazy. It says, Razorfist, how do you feel about the Wild Arms games?
Staph infection.
I have been. Those games are on sale.
I've heard they're good, but I never
infection.
I never played them. So I don't know. It's like a
if it's the game I'm thinking about,
sucks. I didn't even know that shit was like that. Spread by person to person, very contagious.
Which I think is available on.
I went to the doctor's appointments and got fucking iller than a dog back in 2019, going into 20.
Really quick.
My fingernails
Arms, I believe,
are long as fuck.
A shooter.
I'm more healthier than I could be if they're like that now.
Like a third-person shooter. Those. Let me see if I can find it.
You okay, Craig?
Wild Guns. That's what I'm thinking of. Wild Guns.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yes. Sorry. I got those wild and guns and arms and all sorts of stuff. So, Mark, thank you very much.
It's like a cowboy JRPG, if I remember correctly. Wild Arms.
A blanket's probably from like long ass time ago, from like the 90s. Making blankets from like the fucking 90s. Nobody's gonna hop up on the bed and take my posters down and do all that shit because of the fucking mattress. I was a clean person back then, though, and I was barely able to hop on a bed and shit. Back when I was like 9 or 10, I was more of a midget back then, but I got taller. But back then, I was on a couch laying down most of the time.
I do wonder.
But prefer beds over like mattresses and couches and shit. Go forth from the couches is more comfortable
the guys
than
who are trying
mattress.
to cancel me, I'm going to go ahead and have a frank and open
I don't know if I get copyright guidelines strike or watch anything.
They can record at any time. There's nothing I can do to stop that. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Aaron says, I was attacked for simply asking questions about the recording. They insulted me for being conservative. Does that mean the attacks are coming from the left? Interesting. I don't know, Aaron. I don't know. But yes, if you're on the wrong side of things, you will be attacked. We understand that. And everybody's out to attack everybody at all times. All right, let's move on to our next story here. We'll get
Please, God.
Yes, we'll get to everyone's super chats here in just a minute. Thank you guys very much for your support. Genuinely appreciate it today. All right, next story. This is interesting. A new Sony patent would automatically adjust the difficulty of games in real time based on the player's skill level. I think your thoughts on this?
Game journalism mode for every game ever. Yes.
Watch from the covers that led.
It says the Sony. Go ahead. I was going to say the Sony patent wants to automatically adjust the difficulty of games in real time based on players'
They
skill
copyright
levels.
strike my shit.
It talks
People
about
have the video game
simultaneous
awards and they say a bunch of fucked up shit about Jeff Keighley and all those people.
The difficult.
They don't
a player weak in a certain
strike
game,
down.
won't see a spike in difficulty there. A similar system.
I don't be able to live stream anymore. They strike down my account. I'm not talking shit about Strutter and Craig was on game trailers back then. I uploaded like 3 videos to game trailers because I knew that site wasn't always going to be around. It's like MySpace said they would close down, and G4 had said that about
like
back then.
Why do I want to say Guilty Gear has an adjusting difficulty?
Cutie
But
Pie.
anyways, there are absolutely games out there that are already
I don't know, right?
Oh,
A guy
they're
could
not as good
upload
in combat,
videos
so
of
lower the
drawing
combat.
things and he
Oh,
could
they're
probably
not as good
make
as puzzles, so
more
lower
money.
the puzzles.
He probably deleted his Twitter after.
And vice versa.
Biggest YouTube
It
star
always
just
bugs me,
deleted his
though,
Twitter after
adjusting
criticizing the media
difficulty
coverage
bugs
of
me
his
because
break from
there is
posting
a point
videos
at which
2019.
you get into a groove with a game,
Did you really?
right? Where
I think he deleted.
okay,
I
that's
deleted
your
all the
difficult level.
tweets. I don't know how you
Hard
can
is your
delete all your
difficult
tweets
level, or
and it's
maybe
on
it's
like a
easy,
timeline.
whatever it is.
Timeline is in
And
like
you just get
beforehand,
improved.
like
I
the
feel
old
adjusting
one from back
difficulty
then
as it
probably
goes
had
on,
that.
Are you not eventually just going to kind of hit the wall past? Okay,
I didn't
now,
message anybody
like,
on
I'm gonna
Twitter,
have to
only
sit here
for
and
like
have
my
a headache
cousin.
and fucking- Like it kind of takes you out of the rhythm of the game.
I only messaged like
That
3
would be my
people on
only
Twitter. That's
conceded
probably why
addition
mine
to
didn't get
what
deleted,
a
or I
really
could
big
I could
experience
possibly take legal action against them for
Sorry, we can't say
saying that they
retards
could
anymore.
delete your shit off there for
You say
what you put.
magical Negro retard.
Well, that's what it was about Jamaica. Or they make Jamaica accent, they don't get their asses handed to them. But if I say anything, I'm not the one saying that to people in the background. I'm not going to get
or maybe easy difficulty or whatever. Maybe you have your multiple layers. And I think the idea of making a game to where you can go through and if you're really bad at a certain point, like it's like in Mario.
I still
At a
enjoy
certain
watching
point,
this
if you
Craigslist
are
dude
so
because they're
bad,
able to go back on
Luigi
video
pops
game
in
forums
and there's like
explain
Luigi
things
mode
and
and
wrote
all
on
of a
there, like
sudden
saying that
he's unhittable and you can just
about,
make
like,
your way to the end.
glazed
And
donuts
it's
and
good
shit,
for
and
kids,
Disney
right?
glazed donuts.
But I
Back
see
then, I
this
didn't
right
actually
here
work
in
at the
game journalist
donut place. I just
where
said that.
game journalist is really
Going
poor
forth and
and
just having
and all of a sudden,
glazed donut
the game
boxes
is so
back
much
then, and
better
going
because
forth and
I'm
walking
good at it,
around thinking
because
they do
everything's
that.
always good when
Shit to
you're
the glazed
better
donuts.
when you're good at it, right?
Yeah,
I get the glazed donuts every
absolutely.
every weekend. I get a glazed donut box.
Yakuza does this. If you're losing in a fight or whatever, it'll be like, hey, you want to like temporarily drop the difficulty here so
Right.
you can get past this shit?
I don't know if I can.
Yeah, so games have done this. I don't find it like blatantly offensive. It would irritate me though if I'm playing the game
Kinda
and
look
it's doing it behind the scenes. It's not asking me to
Right.
adjust. Like
Hideo
to me,
Hideo
the
Kojima.
number one most important thing is always going to be aim.
Yes, they go to.
The game is supposed. The whole point of an interactive. But I honestly like. I think that's the main thing. Like, as
Guy
long as
has
it's
celebrities
easy, I
fucking
don't find it that
crying.
offensive. If it's handled like Yakuza, I think that's handled pretty well.
Go in and adjust if you're doing poorly. I have no problem with that at all. Right, I 100% agree with you on that. But I think this is something that you're going to see more and more of because once again,
I had an indent
you
because I always
perform
got
better
one
in
of
the
those
game, you like the
pimples
game
or
more,
things
right?
or something
Nobody
in
wants to
the
get,
indent part.
crap
Indented it.
for 30
Looked like I
minutes
got
to
a
go,
piercing
"Dude,
back then when
sucks."
I was
The
like
reality is that you suck.
2012. I was 20 or 21.
Story of my life.
All right, let's go
I
on
would
to
eat a
something
bunch of
else.
glazed donuts back in 2010 and become unhealthy.
This is
But I would lose weight after walking
we've had the
a
story.
dozen miles
about
from Merriam to
Twitch
Missouri and
stuff over
going
the
forth in
last
between
week
the
or so,
borderline of Missouri and Kansas
in
as a
terms of
residential area
service
and
and
walk through all that shit.
artistic community
And a
all that,
blizzard.
right? And really, what that is just it's a giant.
They able
funnel
to walk
to
through that shit like
and this,
nothing was.
this
Look, it
parasocial
probably bother me
relationship
now
that
if I did it
people
again.
have
But I'm
with
never
these
doing that
streamers and these
that
women,
shit again.
But it's about to get a whole lot worse.
I was in much better shape in
It was just
2010. I was all muscular
Andrew,
and like thin and shit. I was paper thin, but I had like abs and shit.
version 1 of Digi, the future of AI romantic companionship.
They still have all my same shit except for like a couple of things that I got rid of, like some of the stuff that.
But I just want to show you the
people as they go forth and that Skylar Wood was like, oh, the Pokemon cards, and going forth and like he gave me half of set and going forth and knowing that I gave him things too and going forth. We had did things together back when we were kids.
Honestly, I've never met anyone like you.
This can't go forth and replace some of that shit, but I still have the action figures and shit going forth, and it isn't really that big of a deal if you didn't like most of that shit.
It's all the same, and you can modify it however you see fit, Razor. And that's the
great way to spawn genuine organic human interaction, isn't it?
Right. And none of this is real. You create the avatar that is your girlfriend or boyfriend that you want, and you have literally fake conversations with computer generated AI.
I'm not doing that. It's going for because asking a computer a question.
I see this. You see guys dumping all this money into these girls on OnlyFans and blah 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 blah.
I'm not doing that.
Oh god, that clip of the Black Widow cosplay.
I wouldn't spend $5 on one of those people on Twitch because they tell you the most horrible shit. Going forth and wanting to spend money, you just go spend some money on yourself and don't let somebody tell you they give you like 10 credits to go talk to somebody on some kind of porn website.
Lonely guys who can't connect with women.
I've connected with somebody outside of this shit. I'm like, oh, fucking spend like money that don't have to fucking tell you
thousands of dollars.
It's fucking psychos.
It's crazy, and you'll always win because you're always going to be the most beautiful, most attractive man in the world to this AI, and the world is a sad place except for you. Oh my gosh, it's terrifying.
I was talking to people on Twitch.
You're gonna get
on Twitch isn't that bad. But you go forth and give them like $1,000 is kind of crazy. They have to give you one of those cameo things or signed shirt or backstage passes to talk with them or some crazy shit. Don't talk to somebody playing a video game because unless you know them in person or something, because be able to donate something to somebody going forth and being crazy like that. It's like psycho to tell you that you spent $1,000 on somebody that comments on.
But again,
I read Sasha Grey read one of my comments out loud, and I didn't pay her a cent until.
Well, I mean, they're both not real.
Yeah.
Right?
More real than you if I'm posting this, going forth and being crazy with someone.
You're probably right on, man, for sure.
I only got 2 profiles on here because I just wanted everybody has those 2 profiles on YouTube. One they go forth and do extreme things, and the other they go forth and play video games.
Like, what? You know, you've heard a million of those stories, which is interesting.
You start hearing the Hungry Hippos theme song.
Oh my gosh. But the thing about this is that you can go in and you can modify literally everything on this. The idea of you can say, oh, I want this hair, this skin, this lips, eyes, eyebrow. That's all customizable. Hairstyles, face shapes, etc.
Give her red hair if you want a personality disorder.
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh. But
that's fucked up to give
this
somebody.
Is going to just like
outlet to say that people with red hair come after him and tell him a bunch of crazy
girls.
Person off the fucking Troll movie had red hair. They go forth and diss people just because they fucking have
and if you don't think this is gonna
dyed hair and dye your hair any color, and be fucking crazy to be able to do that shit to people and then go off. I never dyed my hair. I'm not gonna spend money on makeup and shit because it's just phony to read a magazine telling you need to put makeup on because you're not cute enough. It's more fucked up to read a magazine with celebrities that die faster than anything other than because they eat sandwiches off people that make it for them and they don't know what they do to that food. Like I had gotten ill from that shit too in 2019 going to 20. I see
and before he realizes what
that Justin Bieber guy was vomiting on stage. And he vomited on stage and going forth, and he wrote a song called Yummy, but it wasn't that yummy when he was vomiting all over the people. The concert there that Justin Bieber did.
That's
I don't hate
essentially
that
what
guy
you're
because he
doing when
gets
you rewire
enough
your
probably
dopamine
shit
system.
there. Everybody, celebrity people, YouTube
Doing
people
this for
are
social
celebrities. They
advantage
going
is
far
even
from
more perilous in a way.
yeah,
You're not
going
getting the
far from have $1
same
million
performance that
complex,
just talking
walking
shit.
around,
You gotta,
and people
you gotta
bombarding you
get
and
out
telling you
there and
that
actually talk to them. If you're getting the same reward for doing nothing, this is. I think that's
they do the same shit to regular people that go to fast food, and like the celebrity people have people go and buy their food for them, but they still know who they are and they still do shit to people's food.
It's sad more than anything else. And this is where it's gonna be in 6
Go
months
far
from
from
now.
buy groceries, fucking store bought food instead of the
We'll see
shit
where
you
we're
buy
at
at the
in the
fucking
summer of
fast food
2024
restaurants because the celebrity people got sick
Insanity.
off what they ate.
There's some buzz around this, and there are
And
a
they
lot
die
of
like
lonely
flies.
guys.
They
Man.
go far
There are
from
a
lonely.
lot of lonely guys out there. All
Not
right.
that lonely.
Many of which are in the chat. No.
That's fucked up. They donate money to them. And they,
Labs, pull in the chat, please.
That's
Are you a
fucked up.
lonely guy? Hey, well, actually, we have a poll right now. Will you date AI lady? 75% said no, which means 20. We found the lonely guys in the chat. 25%, which there they are. Oh, that's awesome. All right, let's go to our next story here. Hey, Racer.
Hey,
did you watch One Piece on Netflix? The live action
I
remake?
went some distance out of my way to avoid it.
Did you? Did you watch? Do you like One Piece, the original anime?
I think it's a piece of something.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. What's interesting about this is the One Piece live action.
and then my
remake
password, they would
was
log
on
off and
Netflix,
put.
and it was
They could put shit on your account. Like they can put anything on there. They can.
Really liked it.
They could draw
I
a rainbow
saw it.
coming
I
out of
love
my
it.
ass.
As somebody who's never
As like the
seen
last
One Piece
video.
or any sort of
They put like a
anime,
big ass rainbow coming out of my
I thought it was
ass.
I thought it was really fun.
If they had access to my shit, they can do God knows what to it. But I doubt they put a rainbow coming out of my ass.
And there wasn't any of the extracurricular stuff that we've had, which I really appreciated.
And put a rainbow coming out of my fucking ass and
Yes,
be able
very
to,
rare
if they
for
fucking
that.
hack my shit for having 50,000
And I
views.
watched it, and,
I get
some people who are, like, super hardcore
For
going,
having
"Oh,
100,000
it's
views, I didn't get to $2,500
like, I didn't-
from
I don't understand
Susan
where that's coming
Wazinski or
from.
wherever the
I
heck her
didn't
name
really
is,
see anything woke
or
about
that
it.
Leo,
Maybe
somebody
that's
that
just
was
me,
on
but,
YouTube.
maybe I'm just totally wrong. I
You have to
enjoyed
have
it.
1,000 subscribers to be able
There-
to
there's something that I
maintain
missed
any
with
cash
Sony.
value
I
on
didn't, like,
YouTube, but
too
you
far
can
into it,
post
but
still, do it and
it was
get like
such a success
notoriety off this.
that they went from an
Off
anime
every 1,000 views, you're
to
supposed to
a
get
live
$100.
action
So
to
off
now
short, to think that's
going
like
back to an
every
anime
100 views, you're
as
supposed
a
to get
One Piece
$100. So
anime
that's
has been announced
a lot of
based
money.
off of the live action.
a lot of fucking money if I got 1,000 subscribers.
Oh my god.
That's how that shit works.
Oh my god, that's incredible.
Dragon Ball
Real-time
Heroes.
remakes. You know what this reminds me of? You ever
Heroes who
watch
have an
Mad
age
TV?
law.
Yes.
Back in the day.
Something about Dragon Ball's main cast of characters had made themselves timeless enough to be and keep continuing fan ditching and following the story for 30 years.
I love the
Which doesn't mean that they are perfect, even though some Dragon Ball most iconic characters have been free of criticism over the years. The Red Ribbon Army of Dragon Ball was like
and they'd be
the
commenting
Ku Klux
on this
Klan
thing or that
or
thing that happened in the 80s or 90s.
Nazi Germany or whatever, Red Ribbon Army, the androids and shit.
Like I love the 60s, then it gets through the 70s, 80s, 90s.
Like a metaphor.
This episode is in like the early 2000s. So they're like, they get to the early 2000s and then it's literally just picture in picture of the same fucking person at the same time. Right? That's what it reminds me of. They're just going to make the remake before the damn thing even comes out.
Oh,
Here's some MSR going tinkle.
There's a lot of Street Fighter, the movie, the game vibes from this.
Yes!
As Tabletop pointed out, right? Tons of that going on.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Which, by the way, if you guys haven't seen, we actually interviewed Vega from Street Fighter, the movie, the game.
Yes!
Street Fighter, the movie. He was awesome. He was really, really cool.
My favorite Street Fighter character, man.
Vega?
Oh, yes. Where do you think the name Razor Fist comes from, at least in part?
Well, you got to go in and you got to check out that interview then. And he had the claw and he had the face mask and everything. It was
They let him
great.
keep it.
Well, I don't know if they let him, but he has it. So it was great. Yeah. And I think we're going to try to have.
You had that guy from, what was it, the Fugees or what the fuck? The guy from, remember Legend of Chun-Li? They had, what the fuck was it? The guy who sings with Perky.
Right, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
William,
He was Vega in that shitty movie.
William
Was
IMI.
he was Vega in that movie?
Yes, it's terrible.
Oh, Fergie Ferg.
God, did you watch Legend of Chun-Li?
No.
Fucking Balrog, the plot of the movie is that Chun-Li's on a mission of revenge. Because Balrog comes to her house.
Balrog's not gonna butt fuck my ass.
Gives him cancer.
Balrog's not gonna.
Balrog gives Chun-Li's dad punch cancer.
Don't do that shit to my.
I feel like I need to watch this.
They gonna come to my house, gonna fucking stab my with needles and shit.
I'm sorry.
Fantastic bad movie.
You fucking be like sign up, and this shit was the great children and
It's
shit.
It's one of those where you go like, I'm sorry, sir. You have 6 months. You've been diagnosed with punch cancer.
Yeah, I'm afraid it's a particularly virulent strain.
Well, anyways, the One Piece anime coming soon.
Yes.
All right, good lord. Hey, speaking of people dying, Matthew Perry. Tough stuff. Did you see the news about his death over the weekend?
Yeah, it's sad. I can't say it's terribly surprising. But...
Yes. It was confirmed that it was an accidental overdose of ketamine, which I don't know if you know a whole lot about ketamine, Razor, but
even his drug addictions are 90s. Holy fuck!
You know a whole lot about this drug?
Okay, reenact.
I remember learning about it in high school when they did the old drug education program thing, right? We had to wear the fucking drunk goggles and the high goggles and all. Well, you had to play video games in them, didn't you? Yes. Those things fucked up my eyes so bad.
Dude, listen, I'm telling you right now, that's legitimately one of my, like, doing the Funathon with these things, immense regret. My eyes have not been the same since that. I will not use these things again. They're just strictly a problem at this point. So, anyways, but yes.
I remember learning about it from there. I know the kids call it Special K.
Well, so here's my experience with ketamine. I don't have any personal hand experience.
No, high scores is fucking somebody's a loser. You fucking meth addict.
I went to Asia with Rooster Teeth when I worked for them.
You couldn't glitch a game if it fucking hit you on the head. Like, come on, tell me about
Jack,
this
who
shit.
worked for Rooster Teeth, I don't even know if he's still there, but whenever he went to a new country, he would get a tattoo. And on our last day there, he said, "Hey, I want to get a tattoo." And so the tour guides that we had took us to this guy's apartment, where he was like apparently one of the best.
Nah, 200,000 isn't rich, but you can go fuck yourself so I can move away from this fucking weird ass neighborhood.
We waited 30 minutes outside.
Before something does occur where I fucking can't move and go for me, don't take our shit, you fucking weirdo.
It's a mess. It's crazy. And there's this little boy. There's a little boy. He's probably 6 years old in this, and it's his son.
Nah, this will get soon jailed up too. You can go forth and do that shit because you're fucking harassing me.
And that's it, right? And Jack's trying to explain to him that he wants a Tetris block on his arm. That's all he wants is a Tetris block. Okay. And so the guy goes up and
my sister can sue this whole fucking neighborhood. And it's one person. Or Leo can sue this neighborhood. That's another person. Andrew can sue David and take all of his money. That's another person.
And right before
Leonardo, Andrew, and my sister can sue this whole fucking neighborhood, including you people telling me fucking crazy shit.
He's chopping it up on his desk right before he gives his tattoo, and I'll never forget this. He's chopping it up on this desk. Below his desk is this child, and I remember thinking like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life, right? Because this kid is around this all day long. And
somebody in the chat said, what is this story?
I know.
I'm literally like, how are all these things being combined? What the fuck?
That's exactly what I was thinking the entire time. And Static Blue says, you can't make this up, right? You can't. So he's cutting this up, and he does his line. It does his line of ketamine or whatever, and then Jack's like, "Are you sure you want to like do this?" And his thing is like, "I do this way better when I'm on this," and it happens, and he does it in the middle of his living room. He's sitting there and he's doing his tattoo. And I just remember thinking, like,
breaks out a rusty coat hanger, dips it in ink.
I just remember thinking, this poor kid doesn't have a chance. and that was the saddest thing about it. We left there and I felt horrible. But it's like, what do? You're in a foreign country. You have your tour guides take you to this place, and they're extremely they're like, oh, we're so sorry. But I remember thinking that's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Just this guy literally cutting up this illegal drug, his kid 2 feet below him on the desk, and then him going to give this guy a Tetris tattoo. It's like, what is even happening? Anyways, ketamine's bad, kids. Don't do it.
Kind of a first world meets third world moment there.
Right. But the whole thing about Matthew Perry is, so ketamine slows everything down. It's like you probably shouldn't do ketamine and then get in a hot tub. That's probably one of those things.
No shit.
So it came out that Matthew Perry was, it says all at the high levels of ketamine found in his post-mortem blood specimens, the main lethal effects would have been both cardiovascular overstimulation and respiratory depression. So yes, but the sentence I love about this, which is just insane: drowning contributes due to the likelihood of submersion into the pool as he lapsed into unconsciousness. So he went unconsciousness, went face down, and that's how he was found, which is insane. So,
and he sent his assistant out right before he did. What a fucking retard! This is almost he couldn't have orchestrated. If he wasn't attempting suicide, he couldn't have orchestrated a better suicide. You know what I mean?
Right.
He could have been in there with a toaster, a plugged-in toaster, fucking been safer.
It's crazy.
Anyways. And the toaster would have jolted his heart. Got it going.
Wake up! Oh my God. So Matthew Perry is dead. Rest in peace, Matthew Perry, you drug addicted youth. Which is unfortunate. Crazy times.
I think we need to break out the old Norm Macdonald tweet.
What was the Norm Macdonald tweet?
When Amy Winehouse died. Rest in peace, Amy Winehouse. We lost a true drug addict today.
It's calling it like it is, man. Call it like it is. Now we don't know if we can say the same about this guy, unfortunately, as we bring it back to video games here. As if you played Max Payne, you know this guy's voice. But James McCaffrey also passed away at the age of 65. The voice of Max Payne, no cause of death, but sad day, obviously. And this is one of the things that we're going to see more and more as we get older. All these people who are associated with these games that we loved and we played and we enjoyed, they're going to be dying, and we're going to see a lot more of this.
How suddenly did he die?
That's a good question. Speaking of people who died suddenly. Did you see? You're a basketball guy. You like basketball, right? You like sports? No. Okay.
Not even almost.
Do you remember? Well, you probably don't. There was a guy named Eric Montross back in the day, and he was a big 7-footer. Played for North Carolina. He's late 40s, early 50s. He just fell flat in his face just recently and ended up passing on. Even this weekend, man, it was crazy. Without going too into the conspiracy side of things, I hate saying conspiracy side of things. The non-mainstream perspective side of things, YouTube. I was watching a soccer game on the Premier League this weekend.
Voluntarily?
But listen, I like soccer, Razor. I like soccer.
I used to play soccer, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. I was watching this game, and I wish I had pulled this up, because I had known we were going to talk about this today. But apparently what happened was there was a guy in another game who just passed out in the middle of the game. No one was around him, fell flat face first down in the game, and he got taken to the hospital. He's alert and responsive, right? But what's crazy about this, and God, I wish I could. Let me actually see. Let's see if you can hear this really quick. Hold on, because I recorded this. I recorded this from on my phone, and I sent this to my brother. My brother's big on the vaccine side of things. I want you to listen to this really quick because this is insane. This is the news report that came from. Tell me if you can hear this. Hold on, let's see. Oh, I restarted it. Hold on. Can you hear that?
Not really.
Okay. So she mentions that this guy collapses. Okay. But and then in the next sentence, she mentions that he did the same thing happened to him 6 months prior. And in the next sentence, she says, but there's no proof of the two coming they're correlated. It's like, are you serious? Like, are you serious? We're really doing this?
If it were anything at all, not even medical, just anything. If I got in 2 car accidents 2 months apart, people would be like, what, are you driving drunk? Is there a correlation here? Like, fucking, right?
Right.
This is basic pattern recognition, people. What the shit?
It's just crazy. Crazy to see, crazy to think. Anyways, all right. But we don't know if that's what happened to, just to be totally
It's your
clear.
fault for noticing, Craig.
I know, I'm a bad person. But we don't know that's what happened to James. He was 65, which was, retirement age in the United States, which, when retirement now means just fall on your face and die. So
yeah, apparently.
Which is crazy. All right. We got a ton of super chats, ton of Rumble rants. Let's get through these really quick. Thank you guys very much for your support today. Let's start over on Rumble real fast as Black Shirt and Jeans is pretty sure JonTron was called a racist because he revealed he followed Sargon or Carl Benjamin. Is that really why people are? That's whatever. Crazy.
I don't know. I followed Sargon. I fucking stream with Sargon sometimes. Sargon's a great dude.
Yeah, I think I've seen that guy. I think I know who you're talking about. That's a good idea. Dude says Wild Arms are on the Super Nintendo, PS1, and PlayStation 2. Got a few of them in my collection. Thank you, dude. He followed up, says Left 4 Dead did the difficulty by how you played well with the director the best, but it still had difficulty levels. Thank you, dude. Appreciate that. And he followed up and says, I think the One Piece anime remake is from the Japanese side. This series has been around since the 480p era, so they want to upgrade the visuals as a celebration of the series. Okay. It's good. Doesn't need it. And Kratos El Gratos came in with a $69 direct donation. Says, I only 69 for Christ's insanely hard difficulty level. I finally got my replacement credit card, so I'll be making up for being MIA. Also, Mario Kart has rubber banding difficulty for as long as I can remember. Oh, that's a good point with the rubber banding for sure. But Kratos, thank you so much for your support. I think rubber banding is a little bit different than adjusting for skill level, because rubber banding, like you saw it in NBA Jam back in the day in the arcade, where if you got too far in the lead, the game just got insanely hard. You couldn't score anymore, and all of a sudden the other team was just scoring 1 million points. So, I think rubber banding and adjusting for skill is a little bit different. But that's just me. Kratos, thank you very much for your support. I'm going to get these on the wall. Tomac, I got yours as well. You're going to go on the wall in just a little bit as well. Thank you very much. Raven the Red says, Gerard is the living embodiment of crapping your pants out of fear. Sweet Lemmy in heaven. That was embarrassing.
I said when, I think it was our very first stream together when we both pointed out that cancellation is a participation sport.
Yes.
It has a lot to do with whether or not you respond and how you respond when you do, and whether or not you actually get canceled. And this is an object lesson in that. His reaction, the controversy would have been bad by itself. His reaction has turned it into a shitstorm.
Right. I'm looking at the JonTron thing, because the next super chat's John Kanji says, what did JonTron do to call him racist? I don't know. There's an article from 2017. I guess he made some controversial comments during a live stream. So, because live stream's horrible, by the way. Thanks for tuning in, guys. MSCJ came in and says, Razor, I missed the campaign where Nofra goes to the Badlands. How can I support the book and get a copy post-campaign?
We'll have an announcement when it launches, and you'll be able to get your own copy from the publisher. So, and that'll be right around the time we are actually mailing out the copies, doing fulfillment. And of course, we're still on track for a winter release, looking like early February.
That's awesome, man. And very, very much looking forward to that. Mercenary says, Mr. Rogers could take on Chuck Norris like Jesus. All right, thank you, Mercenary. Appreciate that. The Vodka Hayes says, Gerard using his dead mom as a shield is vile. Yes, he saw that a lot. He kept bringing that up. dead mom. That's, oh, gosh. Mercenary says Gerard clapping is what made me unsub from him. Ah, yes, on G4. And Redneck Ram came back, says maybe this is just the timeliness, where he's getting the achievement for the bad ending before he reloads a prior save to continue for the good one. It's a very optimistic look at it, Redneck Ram. Thank you for your support.
Is he saves coming? Is that?
You know, I did see somebody mention the idea that this really makes them doubt that he actually beat all those games by himself. You know, it really calls into question pretty much everything about his career. This is crazy. Boog came and said John Tron quoted FBI statistics. Oh, okay. Well, that's a good reason to be racist. Mercenary says, I miss John Tron's video game videos. I want more. Let him know. He'll ignore you. Doradas says, if you think the Senate video was bad, you haven't seen anything yet until you see Lindsey Graham getting it on with Zelensky on the Senate floor.
Yes. A cold linoleum floor.
And Scarton came in as a brand new member. Thank you so much, Scarton. That puts us at 16 for the day. We get that 20. Cripplehead says, if you have a sore throat, Blabs, try making some tea with honey, crushed garlic, and lemon. Hope you feel better. Yes, Blabs is currently out with the flu today. Ragnarok Knight says, in the words of Judge the Stone Cold Steve Austin and Gilbert, yes, go watch it. If you want compassion, take your ass to church.
You want compassion, son? Take your head to church.
That's a really good impression. You nailed it.
Hell yeah.
Golly, that's fire right there. Scarton came in says, reminder, DSP has a better record of informing his donators than Gerard when he canceled Project 7. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Scarton. Appreciate your support today. And Mercenary says Resident Evil 4 and adjustable difficulty. I don't want journo mode. Oh, no, since I played Mega Man 2, always on hard, nothing less. Yes. Omega Supreme with Cheese says, can we get a magical Caucasians movie? Proof. Here's the cure for poof. Here's the cure for polio. Poof. Here's electricity.
It's just a documentary about David Copperfield nailing Claudia Schiffer.
Oh my God! Just shoot. Yeah, I know that is insane to think about. Just that relationship. Golly. Oh my God! I was going to divert, but we'll continue. Agamemnon Fireman says, I knew John was based because of his few follows on
Twitter. Mental. Going to the hospital is more fair than not going to the hospital and fucking having them tell you a bunch of crazy shit to your ass.
Man, I wonder if
going to the hospital is better than not going to a hospital for them telling you a bunch of crazy shit.
I'm surprised
then get them and telling you fucking the most crazy shit than going forth and then suing them or something. More safeguard.
Maybe we can facilitate that. Base player came in and says adjusting difficulty in real time isn't anything new. Capcom did it with RE4. On normal, it would just how aggressive the Gandos are based on how well you're playing. Thank you, base player. Appreciate that. That makes more sense. A little more clarity. Cody says, weren't AI girlfriends already in Japan for a while now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that right? They are. Oh, that's crazy. Elite Neo says, screw adaptive.
This battery doesn't last that long to go for without warranty on it. And even like buying something other than something that does have warranty.
Good game journals. There you go.
Yeah, I still have no idea how me and my friend, when I grew up.
Oh, you muted yourself, buddy. That's true. I'll read this one real quick. Mercenary says, unless the AI lady is able to help me procreate and beat my autism, no thank you. Tempting as the whole thing, tempting as it is, I see what it is.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I got you, buddy.
Okay, good.
Thank you. God says, I'll take forever alone over this. Mercenary, thank you. There's somebody out there for you.
As I was saying,
go ahead.
The Nintendo hard difficulty. Grew up and, there was all those video game reviews on YouTube and everyone was talking about how hard Double Dragon 3 was. And I was like, me and my friend, it's like the only one we beat. That game was hard, right? Like, I don't remember hating, like, how fucking Nintendo hard it was. But it's one of those things where I feel like when we were kids, the difficulty of games was just kind of a given. We didn't emphasize it. We just kind of kept playing until we beat it. You know what I mean?
Agreed. Yeah, it was just one of those things where, like, the first time I remember seeing difficulty in a rating scale was actually in GamePro. Remember they had that. I had a tweet about this the other day. The rating scale in GamePro was just a guy's face. It was like, you know, it was, and the first time I remember seeing that was actually like difficulty as a rating scale, something to include in a review was then. So you're right. It was never talked about.
My shit has warranty under a tag. I going for if I can. I don't know when my parents can go forth and get another.
Did nothing wrong. Thank you. Says when AI girlfriends become ubiquitous. Okay, Siri, Alexa, Cortana. I'm sorry, just put your name.
Mary Kill, Siri, Alexa, and Cortana.
Okay, who would you? Fire away. What do you got there, Razor?
Oh, kill Alexa because she's spying on me when I take a shit. Marry Cortana because she's kind of waifu material, and then fuck Siri. Fuck that bitch. She's always listening to me.
Extra Zero says, Razor, don't forget that Bison gives an unwarranted C-section using his fingertips. That was the most out of
Yes!
What?
Dude, you gotta watch this movie. It's so bad.
I guess I will.
It's so bad. It stars Kristen Krug as Chun-Li.
Okay.
Fucking the chick from Smallville. Like, what?
Metastep says, that's BS. You can't OD on ketamine. I don't know, man. I don't know, Metastep. I'm just going based off what people say. That's crazy. And the Jetster says, the updated OP remake could be good to fix the serious pacing issues. There's a fan project called One Pace that's been doing, which I recommend. That's interesting. Okay, so there's pacing issues in the original. That's why it's like 7,000 episodes.
An anime with pacing issues? No.